Hello. Today I would like to talk about spirituality and the mundane. So, I recently had a conversation with one of my good friends, and she allowed me space to kind of sort things out loud, philosophize, and I appreciated her allowing me to just talk and hold my hand while I was just trying to sort something out in my head. And by the way, her name is Angela. She goes by Be Kind, You're Divine. If you're in Central Florida, check her out. She has a lot of sound healing sessions. And if you're outside of Central Florida, she could do virtual vocal coaching sessions. So just shout out to Angela. Anyways, so as I was talking to her, I was just kind of talking about like, what is spirituality? What is spiritual? I'm just sorting this out of my head. And then after that, I listened to a podcast or a few podcasts by someone named George Cao. And he is a authentic kind of spiritual marketing person. But he's also very grounded, because what I run into when I'm looking at marketing is, of course, and I'm working through this, I've had a guard, like, oh, I don't want to do marketing and sales. That's icky. So I'm on this journey of undoing that, reframing that, figuring out what works for me. Because if I look at like the traditional entrepreneurialism, do a sales funnel and all this stuff, and there are aspects of it that I'm like, yes, I dig. But then there's a lot of aspects of it where there is no heart-mind coherence in the practices that people are preaching for marketing and sales. So George Cao, I'm just really happy that I ran across him. One of my mentors told me about him. And he has been coming through clutch, as they would say. His information is so good. Hopefully, my business is still so young that right now, and nor do I have enough income right now to kind of take one of his courses. They are affordable, but I just don't feel like that's the phase I'm in. But hopefully I take one of his courses in the future. Anyways, but George Cao, what he was also talking about was, and the reason why I like him is because sometimes when I watch other heart-based people teach marketing, sometimes I don't really get it. And maybe I just kind of I do have this very pragmatic thing to me, which I'm trying to evolve as well, because I think pragmatism is good. However, sometimes it's important to open yourself up to the magic. So everything is an evolution, and this is true and that is true, right? Like as I get older, that's what I'm finding out in life. Like it's the gray area, and the sweet spot is for you and at what specific phase you're in your life. So, yeah. So anyways, what I like about George Cao is he does bring this very grounded, pragmatic approach to marketing, but he's also heart-based. And I think that's really unique to find, because I have found a few other marketing people that were just purely heart-based, and I'm like, okay, but what does that mean in like earthbound terms and the systems that we're operating in? And through him, I have found other heart-based marketing people that's actually like, I can like, oh, okay, I get it. So anyways, it's kind of opened a door for my evolution to redefine sales, redefine marketing. So anyways, as I continue this video, I listened to some of his podcasts, and he was talking about, spirituality in the mundane business projects that you're doing. So, he was bringing up a point that a lot of heart-based people, or just people who care in general, they're like, I got to do all these things so then I can be of service. So, but he's like, how can we just implement that same beautiful energy along the way, every single step that we take? So, if you're only in front of a client helping them, 15 to 20% of the time, and the other 80% is doing admin work. So then 80% of the time you're just rushing through and you're not being present, and you're not finding the spirituality and the mundane tasks. And to keep your energy clean and pristine, it is important to practice all the time with that energy balancing. So he talks a lot about joyful productivity and bringing joy to the very mundane tasks. Checking your emails, filing folders, doing those like really boring tasks, but those are the foundations to any good business, and vice versa. Just like in your house, like you want to keep your house nice and tidy. So washing those dishes, taking out the trash, doing whatever mundane thing it is, maybe taking your children to the park or walking your dog. Sometimes we just want to rush through that. But when we bring mindfulness into these like seemingly boring tasks, there's a sense of openness and spirituality that sometimes we miss if we're not present in the moment. So yeah, I just really like that message of what he was talking about, joyful productivity. Like, be joyful, set a pace, and figure out a good rhythm for you. And he goes much deeper into it, but that's like a high level theme that I really enjoyed listening to him talk about. And he does I really enjoy how he reframes marketing is your ministry. And if the word ministry doesn't sit well with you, but it just means like marketing is you shining your light. But to do that, you actually have to do it. You have to put yourself out there, and just very slowly and gently. It's not about like flashing lights and like me trying to get your attention and urgent email, open now. It's just about being consistent, being open, staying in that energy, and allowing the divine, God, whatever it is, to guide you. The stars, your intuition, your wisdom, to allow you to kind of have that patience and groundedness. And it's like, it could take 6 months, it could take 5 years, it could take 10 years. Or what if it doesn't even pop off? Like, are you still willing to input the work in the service of love? And in the meanwhile, of course, we're multifaceted. So I don't think you have to just do one thing. I think, you can find part-time work, or maybe you can work a full-time job and do your marketing, whatever, and maybe you don't do a full-time job for a year, and then you just focus on your business, whatever that looks like for you. So anyways, I guess to go back to the beginning of just things that I've been thinking about and philosophizing about is, as we take steps each day of like seemingly boring things, is there a way for us to infuse mindfulness, kindness, and love? Because everything is interconnected. So the way that I speak to the cashier at the grocery store, the way that I respond to an email, the way that I file my emails, it's all interconnected, So yeah, so thank you, Angela, for allowing me to like just think about what is spirituality. And I truly am coming to believe that there is a sense of spirituality in the mundane. So your mundane tasks that seem boring or seem tedious, is there a way that we can just be a little bit more joyful and just take it one step at a time? And obviously that goes into, if you're a business owner, there's a lot of tedious tasks. There's a lot of administrative stuff. And if you're only with clients 20% of the time, and that's when you decide to bring the good energy, what about the other 80% of the time? Just do an audit of your energies, of yourself. Like, what am I doing the other 80%? Am I angry? Am I frustrated because I want to get through this so then I could do the real stuff? Maybe this stuff that we don't like is actually part of our growth path. It's just kind of playing with it and just being playful and curious. So anyways, my friends, I hope you're doing well, and I hope this is helpful to you. I'm going to put George Cow's I think maybe I could try to put his YouTube. He has a lot of videos, and then I'll put my friend's video down below, Angela. So okay, the video is getting long. So from my heart to yours, I'm sending you LOVE with an exclamation mark. Ciao.